Good afternoon, everyone. Happy time zone. So last video I showed you how to make shape keys in Blender and how to re-upload your model if you've made a mistake. Today, before we are going to make the animation blueprint, I thought we would first take a look at the Unreal Engine SDK assist tool. So let's go and do that. So go to Riff XR Tools SDK assist. And then you will get this. So here we will search for our avatar. And well, let's see what it all says. Let's see what we actually need to do here. Let's just go to our skeleton, which is this button right here, to make sure that these names are the right ones, because it says here that we need to make sure the bone names match for the references. Okay, so root is root, pelvis is pelvis. This is all lower capitals. The chest bone is, I would say mine is spine 4, but that's not part of the option. So it says spine 5, which I think is okay. So here it asks for a second neck bone. Can I actually neck parent bone used only if the skeletal has one neck bone? So this one needs to be empty, I guess. The first spine in the chain is indeed 1. So clavicle R, again lowercase, so that's right. Arm, the neck bone is neck bone 01. Let me check. Yes, 01 is the first one. 02 is the second. So this is all correct. I'm not sure what allow stretching means. Maybe it means that it will automatically stretch your hands to match your real life proportions, but at the moment we'll just keep it ticked off. So let's go to the analyzing page, and we see that the actual retargeting mannequin that is used is the IK Riff XR UE5 FB. So I don't really know what all these are at the moment, but I just wanted to show you. This looks good. So oh, there is a picture here, so let's just see. All right, let's just go to the next step. In this step, tool will generate setup assets for you. Okay, generate mod assets. Asset generation finished successfully. Okay, so as you can see, it automatically created an IK rig and an IK retargeter. So let's go to the next step. Okay. So let's take a look at this IK retargeter. Okay, it's very bare bones. Guess. And now let's take a look at the IK rig. Well, let's see if it works. Well, something definitely is wrong. Walk. Range of motion. Does that do anything? Okay, so if I change this offset back to 0 here, I can better see what's going on. This does look better than the retargeting that I did. But that's at least something. But here I can still see the exact same problems that I was having before occurring here as well. This one is a lot more evident. So I've been having this problem a lot, and honestly, I'm not sure if in-game this is a problem at all. But yeah, I want things to look the way they are supposed to look, and I kind of found a solution for it. So I wanted to just show it. So in the retargeter, you can go to chain mapping, and if you select the root, you see translation modes here. If you change this from none to globally scaled, then suddenly your avatar actually moves with many. Okay, so now that our retargeter looks good, or at least I think it's working as it's supposed to, uh, let's take a look at the sockets in the skeleton. So if we double click on the skeleton, we can now see that these sockets are added by the Riff SDK that we didn't have before. Let me see if I can just move these down. To see them a little bit better, I'm going to select translate, also W for short key. And we can see where you place them. I'm going to drag this one out, place it right here. And these sockets are used in the game in Riff XR for storing your weapons, and in this case, like the name suggests, reload ammo. So this is the place where you have to move your controller, your items to reload. So I'll just go over them one by one to see where they are placed and if we like them. I'm going to place this one up just a little bit more. This is the HDM view. Probably they say it should be right between your eyes. But I do also think it's good if it's just up front, because honestly I am not sure if this HDM view is supposed to be like the viewpoint for your headset or just your eyes. So I'm keeping it just in front of the nose. So again, I am using F to sort of zoom in on these positions. So that is the belt gun left, and well, left is on the right side. So if we go here, add preview, and we look for pistol, I believe it was. There we go. So we can actually get a preview of the pistol. And we can see how it's placed. So I'm going to rotate this into place where I would think that the pistol would be. W for translate. Oh, and E for rotate. Honestly, I am leaving this little bit of a gap because I know this model is well, she sort of is kind of skinny. And how are you able to grab your weapons from your side if you might not be as skinny as she is? I know from experience having this model, having tested out this model, that I am not as skinny as she is. So I just leave this little gap so that it's easier to be able to, well, actually grab the guns. So that we have the right one. And we can also do the preview here. Pistol. Again, W for moving or translate, E for rotate, right mouse to move around, F to zoom in. And then we can just try it, position this to make it look sort of the same as the other side. So for the positioning of these sockets, I don't think you need to worry about scaling at all. Move it in a little bit. No. maybe move up. So yeah, well, you can see they clearly are not the same. But yeah, close enough, I hope. So let's move on to the next. The reload ammo we already did. Player info. So why is the player info all the way out here? I think we need to move this one up above the head. So I will pause the video and see if I can quickly find you a reference. All right, so here is the reference. It's in a guide for how to create your community avatar. I will link it in the description down below. This is more or less what we are talking about. So you can indeed see that the socket for the player info goes above the head. So this basically is the socket that gives your character name, guild, that sort of thing. All right, so let's continue. Here we have a back gun. So let's again add a preview. And this time we will search for rifle with an L and not a K. There we go. The rifle. And this is the back gun too. All right. So if we just try and position one over her one shoulder and the other one over the other one, I'll just tilt it forward slightly, move it out. Thing is, I think that these sockets, if you have a weapon here, you will need to be able to reach over your shoulder. Yes, I did just do the movement. Okay. So you will need to be able to reach over your shoulder and grab it. So I wouldn't put it back too far because I don't think that most headsets actually have cameras there. Especially not if you are, working on a standalone. Then you won't have you won't be able to see past your own headset where you are positioning your controllers. So I'll just keep this one on the right side, and then we will do the back gun, also rifle, because I happen to know that pistol and the rifles are the previews they have. So, and we will again attempt to position this one on the other shoulder. Let's also tilt this one forward a bit, place it a little bit closer. So there's no exact science to this. You just try it, make it look okay. So yeah, here we are starting to really see Soraya as if she's this badass gunslinger, which, well, she's not. But you know, it looks fun. All right, so let's go back to our reference to check it out. We have the socket grip, which seems to be just on top of the palm of the hand, and the stats widget is well below the wrist, and the wrist menu left is in front. Okay, that means that we need to put this one down. And back. Let's just place it, on top of her hand. Apparently that's where it needs to be placed. Then we have the wrist menu, which is on the inside of your left wrist. Place it back. So basically, yeah, lovely. There is this menu. If you look at your left wrist, you will see it, which is this one. So I wouldn't recommend placing it too close to your hand, because otherwise if you tilt your hand inwards, you will overlap and you cannot see your stats on there if you need that. All right, now we have the stats widget. So if you press button, you get a pop-up on your left hand with stats and stuff like that. And that is this one. So I will just, place it sort of floating in front, I guess. I think sort of like here will do. Let's see. And we also have the right grip socket for the right hand, which again seems to be way off. So we will just slowly try and drag it into place. Just keep moving it until you get the idea that it's where you want it to be. All right, I think this is good. So I will save it. Let me just quickly scroll down. Those were all the sockets that we need to position for our character. So now that we have used the Riff XR tools to generate all of the files we need, let's go and look at the animation blueprint that Riff XR made for us. I have to admit I already tampered with it a little bit. So it should look something like this. First, let's connect our rigid body if you haven't already. Just put it in between here. And put in your physics asset here. And for the acceleration and velocity, put in these values. So my character actually uses shape keys for a sort of neutral facial expression. And to activate those, use modify curve. So we have the modify curve node, which we can just put in after the control rig, like this. And then we will go add curve pin and search up neutral. In her case is the shape key that is her neutral expression. And just put this at 1. And now when I compile, you can see that she is slightly smiling. So another thing that we have right here is the hand pose generator. So let's go and do that. First of all, we select all our bones for our fingers, starting with the right hand. So scrolling all the way down to the right hand, going thumb. This is the left. And just filling in all of these. Index 1, 2. Well, you get the gist. I will be right back when I've entered all of these. All right. Once you have put all of your bones in, just double check if they are all right. Pinkies 3, 2, 1. Ring 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And for the right ones, this is looking good. So basically, these define all of your finger bones, which will be used to mask out finger animations, which we are going to be making now. So compile and save your blueprint. And we are going to open up her skeleton, and we are going to be select your finger bone. Let's see what settings I have at the moment. So I've set this to a 10-degree interval. So now just bend your finger bones one by one until you get a fist. I happen to sort of already know how mine work. Oh, so I will just be using 60 degrees on the, what is it, Z axis for all of my bones, for all of the fingers, that is. Oh, this was 50. So now that I have these, I will go and rotate, try and see how it looks. You can see that her fingernails are sort of going through the mesh. So I think this, oh yes, let's just put this back with 10. See how that looks. That looks a little bit better. Let maybe put her last pinky up like this. So now we need to, still need to do the thumb, which I always find a little bit more difficult to do. To see if it looks okay. Well, actually this looks fine. So this was the left hand, and now we have to do the same for the right hand. Press F to zoom into the bone. Right mouse click to get a different angle. Control Z if you want to undo something. All right, so now that we have made fists for both our hands, you can go to Create Asset, Create Animation from Current Pose. Make sure you are in the content folder of your current avatar or mod. And let's just call this Raya Fists Anim. Okay. And now it has created the animation for you, which actually is just a pose, but so save this again. And we can go back to our animation blueprint. And here at hand poses, we can say create new pose asset. Again, go to plugins, go to your folder, and let's just call this Soraya underscore pose asset underscore fist. Save it. Now in here we will look up our fist animation that we just made, which is this one. Yes, that should be all there is for the hand pose generation. Let me just quickly check if I used the right one. It was fist anim, right? Okay. So we will move on. Here we have the control rig. This one is a little bit trickier because I have tried a lot of things to get it working and it just didn't. So in here you will search up your control rig. Let me show you. The Riff XR Tools, they made a control rig for you, which is this one. And it basically drives twist bones. So you have name variables here. So if you go here to my blueprints, you can see the names here. And in these names, you can define your hand bones. Here are your hand bones, here are your twist bones for the right and for the left. And these nodes basically twist your twist bones relative to the twist of your hand bone. But what I found is that no matter what I try and do here, it just doesn't work unless your bones already have these specific names, which, well, in my case, because I am using an avatar with a skeleton that is basically compatible with Unreal Engine, the names actually they are the same. So they work for this avatar. But if your names are different, then at this moment I don't know how to get this working because, well, I tried everything and it didn't work for me with other avatars, by the way. So here in your control rig, you just search up this control rig that the Riff XR Tools created for you and you hook it up. Compile and save your animation blueprint. And well, that was basically all you need to do for the standard setup of the for Riff XR. By the way, if your hand bones and your twist bones names do not match, you can of course go into Blender and change your bone names to match these. Otherwise, it would be best to just Alt click these two things to unhook the arm twists to make sure you don't get any errors or other things. Compile, save your control your control rig. So that will be it for setting up your animation blueprint for the Riff XR tools. One thing you need to do once you have it is go to your Skeletal Mesh. In the Asset Details panel, scroll down until you find the Post-Processing Animation Blueprint. And in here, select your name underscore anim twist BP as your character's blueprint. In the next video, I will be adding some custom logic to this blueprint, which I basically already created here. So in the next video, I will be showing you how I made this animation blueprint. Yeah, I already created it before I checked the Riff XR tools. You can follow along with that tutorial and just add it to your to this animation blueprint that Riff XR tools created for you. But yeah, if you do not want the blink and eye movement controller, you can just skip it altogether. That will be it. Hope to see you on the next video. Bye.